Boom, start recording. How minimalism has changed my life. Throughout this video, I'm going to give you some ideas, but maybe you're going to implement them in your life and help you out. So stay tuned, as this has worked amazing for me. Alright, before I start, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as I put videos every Tuesday and Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Alright, so how minimalism has changed my life. First of all, the picture that you saw on the thumbnail, that picture is me in Thailand and also in Malaysia, in Laos. I was traveling with the money that I've saved because I became a minimalist. Let me tell you a story how I came upon minimalism and how it's affected my life. I got into a deep depression, and when I was getting out of the depression, I was looking in ways how I could, sustain myself. How could I? Because one of the things that I did not want was to go back to my job. Back to a job and have a boss, tell me what to do. Something I did not want it to do. And so as I started my self-development, I became vegan. And then as I became vegan, I was doing my research, and then I stepped upon these fruitarians that were embracing the minimalist approach. And so I started applying minimalist approach into my life. And what did I do? First of all, to sustain myself, I literally I kept just the things that I wanted, and everything else I sold it to become a minimalist, right? So I started selling everything that I had, things that I had laid down here on my house, clothes, I was selling even clothes, to make money. As I was doing this and becoming even more of a minimalist, cutting things down and leaving only the things that really mattered to me, I stepped upon this girl that was talking about how to organize your money. And then what I started doing is I started writing down on a paper all my expenses, everything that I was spending money on. And also I was tracking everything that I was making, which by the way was a little bit of money or nothing. Actually at that time I was not making, the money that I was making was like almost every day I would go to my grandmother's house and I would help her out, go into the grocery store, put in the laundry, because she couldn't walk, so I would do everything for her. And she would give me about $5, sometimes $10 to do that job and moving the house things around. And even though that little money that I was having, I was putting, saving and putting into my income on my paper. And so every day I would put what I spent and what I gained, and I was always trying to optimize to, make more and spend less. And so my life started changing as I was doing that, because I was tracking everything that I wasting. And so the thing I start organizing like my grocery list of buying things. I started to rethink how could I buy optimal foods with the money that I had, how could I do it, and I was tracking everything, and that right there did a big shift paradigm in my mind, because I was realizing that, wow, now I can make a little bit money. It was not that much, but I was saving money. So I was making so much little money, but I was saving money because I was optimizing what I was spending. So, and literally I threw out away everything. I had a car, I sold my car. Everything that I came into my mind that I would not need, I just sold it. Because a car, I just had a car. I would just walk, go around, and I wasn't doing much with it. Now what I started doing was getting in the bus. I was just using the bus. It was much cheaper. And also for people that have Uber, I don't have Uber here where I live. through my calculations, I found out that it was even cheaper to go in a taxi. But if I had Uber, it would be even cheaper. It would be cheaper for me to use the taxi itself than to use my car, because I would just use like once or twice a month to go to the grocery stores, you know. So I made all those calculations. Although I had my mother's car, when she would go to the grocery store, I would go with her, so I would save on that. And so becoming a minimalist has really shifted my mind on this level, because up to this day, I already went like 4 years since I started becoming a minimalist. I'd say about 3.5 years. And since that time, I still, up to this day, I track all my expenses and everything that I make. Now I transitioned from doing on paper to now doing on the computer on an Excel. And to give you an idea what I track every single expense. I mean every single thing. I track everything that I buy food wise. Like when I go to the grocery stores, I have a list of things that when I go eat out, I also track that. I'll track the water expenses, because I pay water here in my mom's house. I pay the water. I pay the bill for the internet, the phone, the water, the gas, right? Electric. I track that. I track my self-development, sports. I track my affiliate marketing expenses. I track my health expenses. I track, what else do I track? I have everything. I'm just things coming at the top of my head. I track gifts, the gifts that I give, and also track all of these and a few more, which is everything. Everything goes in there, others and everything. And then I have another, which is on the same sheet. I track this every single day, like every expense. Like if I go drink a coffee right now, I couldn't do this, but I do this. If I go drink a coffee, and when I come home, I already have in my mind that I have to put the coffee on my sheet. Although I already make enough money right now to not worry about that, I still do that because I find that doing that, I'm being grateful for the money that I have. And so therefore, I attract more of it. And this is the law of the universe, the law of attractions. It's like it never stops. It's like gravity. It goes from the top to down. It always goes, the law of attraction, it's always working every time. And so if you are grateful and you say to yourself that you already have, you attract more of that. Now, if you say, on the other hand, if you would say, I want that, then you're telling the universe that you don't have it. And the universe will not give it to you because you're telling them that you don't have it. And so the law of attraction it's always working. Don't forget this. Whatever you are grateful for, you attract more of it. So this minimalist approach to tracking everything, and also I track how much money do I make, where does it come from, because I get paid. I have multiple streams of income. I get paid from Builderall, which is a tool that I promote. I get paid from GetResponse. I get paid from ClickFunnels. So I have all of these things that I get paid from, and I put there how much do I make, so I can see exactly where my money is coming from and where is it going. And also on the expense side of it, I also have a column which is saving, which is for saving. Like every month automatically I have an amount of money that goes from my bank account to my savings account. And so also those are on my expenses. Now back to the thumbnail, the pictures that you saw that I was traveling. So what I did, as I was tracking on paper and saving money from my grandmothers, I saved so much money doing that I literally saved enough money that I decided to travel to Thailand for 1 month. And I did just that with the little money that I saved, only because I embraced the minimalist approach. Because I saved, I tracked everything, I let go everything that didn't matter in my life, and I just kept the things that really matter. And up to this day, I still do this, and this really has benefit and helped me on my affiliate marketing and online journey on making money, because I'm very aware and consciousness of what do I choose to have in my life. If it brings me joy and happiness, if it's something that I really like doing it, I go and do it. If it's something that doesn't add value, I say no to it. I say no to it more times than I say yes. And this is because of the minimalist approach that I have going on. It's because I consider myself a minimalist, and I love it. Because of this, the ability to say no. I say no most of the time, especially, I'm also vegan, so I say no to most of the foods. And not only that, but to a lot of things. I say no to way more things than I say yes. And that's why I keep good quality stuff in my life, and I ditch out the stuff that don't matter. And this is one way that Minimalist has been really helping me out on my journey to become the best version of myself. Now, when I was in Thailand, I was there for a month. It was so freaking awesome. I actually traveled to so many places. I went to see Buddhas. I went to see all kinds of stuff. It was so freaking awesome. I went all over the place. I ate so much good food. Actually, that 1 month that I stayed in Thailand, I challenged myself to eat just fruit on that month, and I became skinny at that time because I was eating just fruit. But what of a challenge I made to myself to just eat fruit in Thailand. I actually documented everything, a lot of it, on my Portuguese channel. But I ended up staying in Thailand for 6 months. Why? Because when I was coming back, and I traveled to Laos, Malaysia, and when I was coming back, I lost my airplane. And I lost my airplane. There was something going on that it told my mind that I wanted to lose the airplane. Although I cried on the airport because I didn't have much money there at the time. But it was good. It made me stronger, and I believed in myself, in my ability to figure things out. And I was like, wow, what am I gonna do? I had a little bit money back in Portugal, and I told my sister, hey, I've thought about it, and I've decided that I'm gonna stay here in Thailand. I want to stay here a little bit more, and I'm gonna find a job and work. And that's exactly what I did. But because I had my minimalist approach to things, I was living off just one bag. And that was so good, just living off one bag. I was I had just 2 clothes of each. I had 2 shirts, 2 t-shirts. I had 3 t-shirts I had, but 2 of everything on that one bag. And I had my laptop, and that's how I started wanting to become financial free, because I was seeing people that were actually making money online. And just everything shifted to me. I went to a party that this guy invited me, and he talked about, this other guy there at the party talked about this book, which is the 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. And he said, man, you have to read this book, because people are literally changing their life. And man, the next day I grabbed the book online, and I was reading, and then, just everything shifted for me. And because I kept that minimalist approach to everything, and, just track, while I was in Thailand, I was still tracking everything. Actually, it's interesting, because this book right here, I have it right here, is my book that I had in Thailand that I see. This is right here, is money from Thailand, the things that I did there, tickets, all kinds of stuff. But I want to show you here, because I have right here, let me show you here, because I have right here, like, how did I tracked everything. Here it is. So I was living very tight at the moment. Take a look at this right here. Take a look at this right here. I don't know if you can see, but literally I was living off of 15 euros, 20 euros a day. Right here I have, even there's days that I had 10 euro days in Thailand. And what I mean by 10 euros, 80 euros, is literally including everything, even the hostel that I was staying in. actually costed $5. Of course, I have days here that I have 14 euros. There's days that I have 32 euros in one day, because in Thailand everything's cheaper. But I tracked everything that I would spend on that day. As you can see here, I even have here, I have so I have 30 baht for MRT. That's for the MRT. Then BTS, which is the train, I had 25 baht. To the bus, I have 7 baht. To eat a papaya, eating out was 40 baht. Then BTS 90 baht, Burger King 185 baht. That was in one day. That added up that day. It was not much. It was actually $15 euros. So as you can see, as I was in Thailand, I was, tracking everything, and I was keeping that minimalist approach that I had when I started, and up to this day I still have it, and it's helping me so much. Now I declutter everything in my house. Like, as before I was doing this video, I was actually already throwing more stuff away that I don't want. I always try to minimalize as much thing as I can and cut things down. Even on books, I could buy so many books already, because I love going to a library and buy books. But even on books, I keep the minimalist approach to it. Not because books are important, but because I like to read things that really matter. Of course, I go a lot to the library and I read there, because they have loads of new books, and I just can go there and read it whatever I want. And most of the time I don't like to read the whole book. I like to read what matters. And so I keep the minimalist approach into everything, and it's really been helping me. And so I hope you can see that, having a minimalist approach into life can really change your life the way it's changed my life, and the way it's still changing, because I keep the minimal approach even into my business. Not because don't think that minimalist approach is like make little money. It has nothing to do with that. It's just choosing what really matters and focusing on that. Actually, having a minimalist approach and doing that, it's made me more money than if I wouldn't have the minimalist approach. Because some people think, oh, you minimalist, it's like they have just a few things, they are poor. I don't think so. Minimalists are people that just want to have what really matters, what really brings joy and happiness into their life, and they ditched everything else. And that is freaking amazing. I wanted to leave that with you, and thank you so much for watching. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can go ahead and do it. That would be so freaking awesome. And by the way, if you want to know how I do money online, how I make money online, I have a webinar. You can go to fabio.club/webinar. That is fabio.club/webinar. And I have a webinar where I show you how I did over $20,000 promoting just one product. And I make an offer to you if you want to work close to me, and so I can help you achieve these kind of results. With that said, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Believe in yourself. Be great. And if you want me to make more videos about minimalist and this kind of things and traveling, I freaking love that. This year alone, last year alone, I've traveled, I'd say, 7 or 8 times. It was the most that I've ever traveled in 1 year. It was crazy. And I'm so grateful. Why? Because I started this minimalist approach to things. It really changed my life, and it's keep changing my life. And it's so freaking awesome. I love it. Thank you. I will see you on the next video. Cheers.